guys, welcome to day 11. I know it should be day 12, I'm a little behind. I do have 2 things to upload today, but today we are going to work on a couple of Christmas cards. So we're going to use the Nuvo gold gilding flakes, and then Nuvo, it's like a glue pen for those flakes. So I got them both from scrapbook.com. And you can see here that we're just making this star. So then we put a point in the middle, and I'm kind of making, so one side of every star point will be the gilding flake. I'm not sure what these are called, but you can probably find a template on the internet. So yeah, that's what we'll be making, and then we are going to put watercolor around it to kind of finish it off. So you don't have to use the, gilding flakes. You can use glitter, embossing powder, even watercolor. So, or, some of the gold ink, the Winsor & gold ink, anything like that. Be creative, and yeah, this is just a fun little project. It's fairly quick and easy to do, but it's a really pretty, little card. So one thing that I have learned with this glue pen, I think it's a little bit better to, if you have any, advice on this as well, leave it in the comments. I'm not an expert on this, but I think it's better to leave it to set for a minute before you put the flakes on, and then you want to leave the whole thing to dry completely before you brush the flakes off, the excess flake off. And I'm using the cotton paper, Somerset heavyweight cotton paper from Hollander's bookbinding, so I'll try and link it below. And that's why I was getting the pilling off the glue pen, so little bits of the cotton was sort of coming off as I was trying to put the, adhere the glue. So the good thing about the flakes is you can just keep applying so that, they'll come in smaller parts, and you just keep putting them on the glue until it's all covered, and then you just wait for it to dry, and then you can take a brush and just brush the excess off. Okay, so when that is done, I'm taking shell pink. This is the Holbein shell pink, and I think the gold and the pink is a really pretty and striking combination. So I am just going around the star, and you can see I'm kind of turning the card as I go. And then when I want the pink to soften out, I just wash my brush out so it's only got water on it, and then I just kind of go over the edge of the watercolor, so that's going to blend softly into the paper. So I hope you're all doing well as well. I gave myself the night off yesterday, so I kind of I did this, I recorded it in the morning, and then I was just tired last night, so I just decided to relax, and it's early morning now, so I am getting this ready for today. And so this next card that we're going to do is just so it's inspired by like a vintage bauble. So I am doing kind of the little part at the top where, you know, it hangs from the kind of little metal crown part. And then we're doing kind of a circle shape with the little point at the bottom. So you can Google vintage glass ornaments and you should see some like this. You will also, so in the middle here, I'm just doing a circle to kind of figure out where I want to place it, and then I'm kind of doing a star shape. It's obviously got a lot more points than a regular star, but I'm kind of doing that shape, and then we're creating these kind of petals, but with more of a, you know, so it's sort of in between, I guess, as a petal and a flower and a star. But I think for this particular card, I really did enjoy it, and I think it actually turned out quite nice. I had to work on it a little bit more when the video was over, but I was in a bit of a rush and I didn't really have enough time to spend on it that I would have liked to. I feel like this is the type of a painting that you could actually spend a couple of hours on and let each layer dry and really give it a really nice, you know, working opportunity for it to come to life. You know, in watercolor, there is a lot of talk of patience. Have patience. You know, you've got to wait for things to dry. You've got to also work in layers a lot, and, you know, glazing, and so there's a lot of, you know, there can be a lot of patience involved in building up the color. And one of the things I think with patience is sometimes it's a word that we think of as just waiting for something, but I actually think of it a bit like a farmer with a field. If he doesn't plant you know, he has to wait. He has to have quite a lot of patience for that, to see that field come to harvest. But he has to plant the field, cultivate it, you know, weed it, nourish it, protect it from the rain, you know, all kinds of things to, you know, have that harvest come to life. And so I think that's a little bit, in my mind, patience is sort of a doing word. It's more of a bringing, you know, while you wait, be productive, or, you know, help to bring something to light. So, you know, if the farmer doesn't do the work, the crop is not going to be there. But if he does do the work and he is patient and diligent, then he'll have a good harvest. And I think watercolor is a little bit like that. I guess anything worthwhile is like that, but definitely with watercolor, you do need to, you know, take the time and just enjoy, you know, the medium. It's such a beautiful medium to work with. And so, you know, don't get frustrated with it. Just be happy to sit down and spend a few minutes with it, even if that's all you have. And then just come back to it as you can. So you don't need to rush it, and don't worry if it didn't work out. You know, that's the beauty of it. You can always try again. So anyway, I'm off on a little bit of a morning ramble here. So let's get back to what I am doing and what I'm using. So I have used the Compose Green and the Holbein Compose Green and the Fuchsite Daniel Smith for the bauble itself, and the Shell Pink for the bow, and the Winsor & Newton Gold Ink for the top parts. And I've also used the French Ochre and I think the roasted French Ochre for the top of the bauble there. It was actually a really nice sunny morning, so I was really happy just to pull out my regular palette and just enjoy colours that I know and that, you know, I'm familiar with and happy to work with. So and then I also decided to add, you know, bring a little bit of that pink into the bauble, because, you know, anything that's reflective is going to reflect colours around it. And so let's see here, I am just decided that I wanted to put a glow around the bauble, and I don't know if this was the best way to go. I think in the end I kind of kept, you know, working with it until it worked, but I feel like here I probably could have just used a bit of moonstone, and just kept it simple. So I wasn't sure if I should add this footage in, because I just wanted you to know this isn't necessarily the way I would go about doing it. So, you know, you want to kind of think about I would have, if I had more time and if I did this again, this is the part that I would step back, wait for it to dry, take my time, and then come back to it when I could, and when I could give it a little bit more forethought and, you know, try some different things. But anyway, I have another video for today. So instead of sort of, you know, I wanted to do a couple of other things, but I don't think I'll be able to get those painted and up today. So I think I'm going to redo the voiceover for my sister's palette and upload that as day 12. Would that be today, day 12? So her palette was a galaxy inspired palette, so it kind of works in with stars. And then if I have time to paint later on today, I will upload. I actually wanted to do a galaxy painting, so that also works in with the theme. It's not necessarily Christmas related, but it is, you know, a nice thing I think for advent calendar and for star theme. And then so I have a couple of ideas anyway, and then we'll probably pick it up again on Monday. So I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and thank you so much for your wonderful comments. I am a little bit behind again, and I apologize, and I will try and catch up with those today. Sometimes if I can't get to everything, I will just answer a question as well. I know some of you have, you know, pertinent questions, so I will try and at least get those answered and then catch up as I can. So again, thank you. Your comments have been so gorgeous and I really appreciate them, and I will see you soon. Bye.